Investors, friends of the financial sector, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to AGILE Property Holdings Limited's 2013 interim results announcement and investors presentation. My name is Domingo Chan. I am the head of capital market and business. Let me introduce to you members of the management on stage. First, Chairman Mr. Chan Zhuolin. Mr. Alex Liu, Vice President. Our new member, Mr. Sam Zhang, Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Sean Lee, Head of Operations Management Department. Ms. Peggy Wai, General Manager and Company Secretary. First of all, we will invite Mr. Chan, our chairman, to take you through our 2013 interim result highlights. And then Sam and Alex will take you through our financial reviews and business operations. And then in the next part, there will be Q&A. As before, we will try our best to ask our management to answer your questions as much as they can. So first, may we invite Chairman Chan to take us through the major result highlights. Friends of the investment sector, good afternoon. Welcome to AGILE Property Holdings Limited's 2013 interim results announcement and investor presentation. In the first half of 2013, the global economy recovered quite slowly, and the prospect is not very clear. Different sectors of the economy showed a steady increase. And if you look at the property sector, macro control measures have not been relaxed. We think that looking at 2013 is better than 2012. For the whole market. And our company has adopted appropriate measures in 2013. We are satisfied with our interim results. In the first half of 2013, our revenue was 15.216 billion RMB, up by 28.4% year-on-year. Net profit was 2.587 billion RMB, up by 20.2% year-on-year. Net profit margin was 17%. Last year it was 18.2%, so we showed a slight decline year-on-year. We decided to pay interim dividend of 14.8 Hong Kong cents per share. 14.5 Hong Kong cents per share. So more or less the same as the same period of last year. In the first half of 2013, contracted sales was 16.1 billion RMB. There is a 14.8% increase year-on-year. In the year before last year, the sales target was 41.6 billion, and it's 38%. It's more or less the same as last year. Last year it was 42%. ASP was 11,851 RMB per square meter, up from last year. Last year it was 9,960. In July, sales was 2.12 billion. Of course, in the first half, as said just now, we're at 40% roughly, and every year we are more or less the same at this level. In the second half of this year, we have 11 new projects. And there are 2 to 3 projects which have been deferred to the second half of this year, and in 8 projects we are doing phase 2. So for these 11 projects, they include a few in Nanjing and in Hangzhou. There are a few large projects and also in Changzhou. And there are 30-odd existing projects. For example, for Huadu, there has been some time that no units has been sold, and this time they will make much contribution. We are confident that in the second half of this year we will reach our target. We hope to exceed our target. In terms of land reserve, this year we have spent 10.8 billion. We have acquired 17 projects in Guangdong and Yangtze River Delta, Hainan, and Yunnan. Total land reserve increased by 6.94 million square meters. Average land cost is 1,716 RMB per square meter. If you do the calculations, 17 projects altogether, on average, around 500-odd million. For the other companies, they may show similar strategies, and in some of the acquired projects, construction has started. Now, we have talked a lot about our strategies, so within 12 to 14 months, we must make sure that units are available for sale. Later on, I will comment on a few examples out of these 10-odd projects. In terms of price, location, and sales, we are happy with the results. And for most of these projects, we're talking about basic land costs. And this time we have acquired the sites, which will be very helpful to our next future years. And the reason why we have bought so much land, well, last year we were rather conservative. We bought 2 billion because of last year's policies. So we were more conservative last year. Up till now, in 35 cities and regions, we have almost 90 projects. Land bank was 41.21 million square meters. For our average land price is 1,200. Our land cost, that is our major competitive advantage. Many people are concerned about our future. Actually, we have invested around 50 to 60 billion. This is the third year. We must expedite our development and sales. Some time ago, we acquired a few huge sites in the urban centers, and some projects have been delayed. In most cases, the progress is normal. This year, we have expedited our 20-odd projects. We hope to accelerate development and sale. This year, of course, we want to reach target or even exceed target. And we want to contribute to 2014, 15, and 16. We're talking about 40-odd million square meters, 90 projects. And even for new projects or existing projects, we want to accelerate our progress. And as such, just now, we have 17 projects, new projects. I'm sorry, I need to wear my spectacles. In Foshan, we have acquired 2 sites. Construction has commenced in Huadu and Zhongshan. Now, in Yangzhou, we have got quite a good site at 1 billion. Land cost is around 2,000. So we are about to develop it. In Shanghai, we have invested 900 million in Wuxi, Hangzhou, and Zhenjiang. If you look at all the figures, in most cases, we acquired the land at very low cost or at very, very low premium. And if you look at the selling price in the periphery or in the vicinity and the land price, we want to ensure the gross profit and net profit. we want to accelerate development. We want to achieve sales within 12 to 14 months. And we have already started our work on this. We are working on investment for the second half of this year and 2014 and 2015. We want to make sure that our gearing ratio will be at a reasonable level. Number one, we want to expand sales, not only for the second half, but also for next year. Because there will be 80 or 90 projects. We will launch in both old and new projects together. I've been saying this for 2 years. Sometimes I feel embarrassed. We really need to work instead of only talking about it. And when cash is recovered, in terms of stamp duty and cash collection, now there are altogether 6 regions now. In Eastern China, there are 2 areas, and then Southern China, Eastern China, Shanghai and Nanjing. And in the existing 4 areas, we have added 2 more. So now in Hunan and other places, we are deliberating. We hope that given this principle, we want to make sure that land will be acquired at low cost for most of the projects. If there is good project, for example, related to tourism, tourism property, we want to make sure that we won't enter into a price war in pushing up the land cost. If you look at the premium for our land, it's lower than many other people. In some cases, there's no premium at all. If you look closer, in the coming few years, if we're able to do a good job in investment in the existing 41 million odd square meters land bank, if we can step up our effort in development and sale, then in the medium term, in 2014, 15, and 16, we can really catch up. Of course, as I said just now, we have divided the place into different regions and districts in relation to manpower and all the work allocation. In Eastern China, our team is subdivided into 2. And in Western China, there are also 2 teams. So there's no problem with our manpower, for sure. And number 4, we have to do a good development and sales plan for 2014 to 16. Now, in terms of our investment and development and also market share, we want to improve our market share. This time we will be very careful. And we really want to adhere to this development plan and timetable. Now, for the land cost and property prices, we are very competitive. In some cases, we want to expedite. In some other cases, we can reduce price. In Hainan, there is huge room for us to seize the market. We want to sell the project in Yunnan that we're in the 3rd year already, and this year Tengchong and Ruini, there will be some growth, and then next year there will be growth in some other places as well. So we want to do a good job in development and sale for the coming 3 years. About the existing projects, we have to be careful with investment. We have already segmentized the territory. We want to make sure that in those years we can show a big leap forward in our results. And in all 6 regions in China, we have already made a proper layout. And then in terms of offices, commercial properties and hotels, we will start operation of these as soon as possible. In the future, sales and profitability are important. We have to enhance operation management, hoping that they will contribute to our company. Number 6, in terms of product, market, cost, profit, and market share, all these have to be enhanced. Now, concerning product positioning, I think many of you have good understanding of our company. we have achieved some success, and we have also experienced some bends and turns in the market. But okay, there is richer demand in the market. We want to have our strengths realized. Some of you have looked at Guangzhou and Hainan. In Guangzhou, there is a very good project in Nanjing. Next time, I can make an arrangement for you to visit the place. There are a few very nice projects. In the market, in the high-end, medium-end, and low-end, for richer demand, we are very competitive in terms of both the market and the cost. We will not only work on high-end. Part of our market share is with the mass market. So we want to control costs. And we want to get 17 or 18% profit. And number 7, about management and operation. Last time I made a point already. In the industry, we have analyzed which companies are good at what. For example, in terms of project selection, we have done a lot of analysis. We have taken reference from good practice in the market. We have also analyzed our weak points and room for improvement. Now, some of our projects cannot be launched in 2 or 3 years. Well, this must be pushed forward, and there must be a bottom line. Of course, there are some huge projects and there are high-end projects, but then in the future, we will do less of these. We will try to target at the right market. Of course, our brand is our strength. Our products are diversified. Our team is also our strength. In terms of management and our structure, the core of our group, most of our talents are in the regions. I have transferred some of our heads to various regions, so we will be focusing on all the regions. I have given them all the trust and support. And finally, financial management strategy and our company's development. Now, you may have heard 10 billion, and still we will be acquiring land. Please rest assured that our strategy hasn't changed. We will have very prudent financial management. Our gearing ratio has come down. Later on, Sam will tell you more about that. So we are talking about net asset, debt over net asset ratio. We hope that it will be at around 50 to 60%. We will expand sales, and we will plow back the recovered cash. And while we are accelerating development, in terms of management and our product quality and our property management and supporting facilities and our brand, all these have to be improved. So I think that just give us 1 or 2 more years, we can show you very good business results. Up till now, well, if we look back 5 years ago, if we consider the results at that time, now we are showing a 20% increase. I think we have presented a satisfactory report card. Now, there are some other players who have grown rapidly, but as I said, our company will enjoy stable or steady development. Sam will give you some financial reviews. Yes, thank you. Let me briefly take you through our financial position in the first half of the year. I guess you have already read our announcement, so I won't spend too much time on giving you all the details for the first half. Our revenue, as the chairman said, in the first half, 15.2 billion, up by 28.4% year-on-year. Gross profits, 5.5 billion. Gross profit margin, 36%. Now, there are 5 or 6 other counterparts or competitors who have already announced results. The gross margin is more or less the same. Net profits, 17%, more or less the same as other companies. Profit attributable to shareholders, 2.134 billion. Basic earnings per share 0.619 RMB per share. The board proposed an interim dividend as the same as last year, 14.5 Hong Kong cents per share. And then in our balance sheet, I have highlighted a few figures. Later on, if you have questions about the details, I can take your questions later. Total cash and bank balances, 15.5 billion, up by around 50% as from the end of last year. Total assets over 100 billion. Total assets less current liabilities, 62.3 billion. Shareholders' equity, 27 billion. Total equity, 33.8 billion. There are a few ratios that you will treat as indicators. First, net gearing. Net debt to total equity ratio, 57.9%. Last year, it was 62.3%. So this has been improving. Total debt to total assets ratio, 34.3%. Fixed charge coverage ratio, 3.9 times. Ratio of net debt to EBITDA, 2.1 times. Current ratio, 1.7. Most of these ratios have been improving. Debt profile. We have presented the information in two charts so that you can read them easily. First, debt maturity, 8.4 billion within 1 year, 1 year to 2 years, 7.4 billion, 2 to 5 years, 18 billion over 5 years, 12 billion. 1.2 billion. Total debts, 35 billion as of the end of June, 51% bank loans, 28.5% senior notes, convertible bonds, around 7%, other borrowings, 13.2%. Our cost of total debt, weighted average is 8%. So if you look at 8%, last year it was 8.6%, so it has come down by about 0.6%. That's the cost of our total debt. So basically, I have taken you through our financial review for the first half of the year. So Alex, can you give some information on business operations? Yes, thank you, Sam. In the first half, contracted sales, 16.1 billion, up by 14% year-on-year. Recognized sales, 14.8 billion, up by 29% year-on-year. Contracted ASP, 1100-800. Last year it was around 10%, so it's up by 18 to 20%. Recognized ASP, because of the product composition, is lower than last year. It's now at 10,200, down by about 10%. For GFA, sold breakdown, different regions contributed differently to our group. For Guangdong, it accounted for 62%, within or outside Guangdong, 38%. On the other hand, for contracted sales, Guangdong 52%, non-Guangdong 47 or 48%. So you can see that non-Guangdong projects are making bigger and bigger contributions to the group. In terms of types of products, in the first half, 70% is villa, 25% low-density residential, and around 5% retail shop and car park. For newly commenced GFA, 5.9 million. GFA under development, 12.9 million. GFA reaching pre-sale standard, 6.6 million square meters. Completed GFA, 3.8 to 4.2 million square meters. Contracted sales, same as the target at the beginning of the year, 42 billion. This year, we'll be selling 3.7 million square meters, so the sales rate will be about 55%. And then saleable resources. For the whole year, there are 63 selling projects. In the second half of this year, there will be 11 new projects. So for the whole year, there are 14 newly added projects. So you can see the detailed list here. For 2013 here, you can see 12 selling projects, but altogether there are 35 existing projects that are being sold. So total saleable resources are quite big. And about land bank. This year, we have spent 10.8 billion. We have got 6.9 million square meters at around 1,700 per square meter in cost. The sites are very good in quality. The premium rate is lower than 10%. If you look at the current market condition, if we acquire these sites, there is an increase of 20%. And for these sites, the room for profit can be easily seen. In Foshan, 4,400 was the cost. It's close to the river. It can be selling at 12,000 in Shanghai. The cost is 6,100. The project in Songjiang, now it is selling at 16,000 to 18,000. For commercial shops, it's selling at 30,000. And Clearwater Bay, we acquired it at 1,000 odd. The ASP is 25,000. So all these are very quality projects. Land reserve or land bank. We're in 35 cities. Average land cost is 1,200, accounting for 10% of the selling price. Total land bank, 41.21 million square meters. We have sites. We have 5.78 million in city centers, 14% in city outskirts with huge potential. There are 16.6 million square meters, accounting for around 40%. In cities with high growth potential like Tier 3 cities and tourism real estate projects, there is 18.8 million square meters, accounting for 46% of total land bank. And if let's turn to hotel and commercial properties. Marriott in Shanghai has started operation already. Raffles in Clearwater Bay will have trial run on the 1st of September. I have experienced staying in it. Sheraton in Egret Lake Resort will start on the 1st of October. In Hainan, we don't want to increase so many hotels at one go, so we will slow down our investment. And in 2018, roughly in the coming 5 years, the total investment will be 6 billion in the remaining hotels. And on average, every year, the investment will be around 1.2 billion. And for hotel, the revenue is around 400 million. Next year, there are 2 more international hotel brands. And so it will reach around 700 to 800 million. Then let's look at commercial properties. Xiqiao Metropolis Plaza, AGILE International Plaza, Shanghai, AGILE Center in Guangzhou. This site is very cheap at around 3,000 odd. Now the nearby office building is selling at 50,000, so the upside is huge. We have already finished the development, and then next year on the 1st of May, our group will be moved back to this building, so this will help to save our rental. So that's all I would like to say.